Girl, you've learned that people-pleasing doesn't work. You have a purpose, a plan to achieve, and a point time for your passion projects. You finally value your thoughts and ideas. Now you're putting them into action. Mom guilt is in a box where it belongs. You care for those who need you completely, except that you've made yourself a priority too. Being creative and focused helps you get your zest for life. You, my friend, you think enriched. Hey, welcome to Think Enriched. I'm your host, Amy Robles, and today we're going to talk about how to know if your business idea is a good one and what to do when it's not. I originally wanted to title this episode is, okay, so you have a business idea, now what? But that just sounds really negative and really empty. I've noticed, especially as women, we can talk ourselves out of a good idea before we even get started. Oh my word, there's so much to do. I've just got these responsibilities. My plate is pretty full. I can't see how I can fit one more thing in. That's why we're going through step by step each component of how to really build a business model that will work for you. And this isn't something that you're going to do in 2 weeks, unless that's what you devote your whole life to. But as women, as our schedules are full, as there are so many things going on, we need to take it step by step. That's what we're going to work on. That's where we're starting with the first piece of your business puzzle. Get that in your purse. Get that in your purse. Oh my goodness, this week I have a great tool that I use every single week without fail. Have you signed up for CreativeMarket.com? This site is basically kind of like a Pinterest for graphic designers, for photographers, for web designers. And let me just tell you how I use it. Every Monday, when you sign up and you give them your email address, they send you 6 free items. And it is... sometimes it's a font. Sometimes it's this bundle of wood paneled backgrounds that looks like shiplap. It could be watercolor backgrounds. It could be a couple of design elements, just things that you can use. Well, after being on their list for almost a couple years now, that I have a collection of things that I can use for each little holiday and make cute little graphics for friends and for family members. It's crazy how much you can collect and have a really good base of creative items that can make your stuff look so polished. But in business, especially, I use it for finding fonts that are a little distinct and have a lot of personality that I can use on my site. You can get crazy with fonts and it can be really distracting. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show, but this is a great place to find some really good ideas. You can follow the different designers and find, look, I like that style and I like what they've done. I've used their stuff for creating my daughter's superhero birthday party we had a year ago. And one of the things that I've really liked to do is when I've done a couple of talks and presentations, I'll download one of their templates for a PowerPoint presentation. Then I'll put in my branding. I'll put it in so it's very polished and it looks super professional, but it has my personality in it and it has my zest. And so I love having that balance. And so CreativeMarket.com is definitely a tool you should look into. Speak the lingo. This week we're talking about a leadership term, and the term that comes to mind is achiever. I just took the StrengthsFinder's test again. I took it a few years ago and I was really, really trying to learn all these things and doing so much study. And the results that I got didn't feel like who I really am. So I took it again. I just feel a fresh start, everything. And one of my top strengths, achiever, has been on my mind all week because as far as I see it, isn't every woman an achiever? Aren't we all working towards doing more, bringing things to a successful achievement? Aren't we trying to accomplish all these goals? And what's the difference between being an achiever and an overachiever? And of course, I go to the dictionary, I'm studying it, the difference. And overachievers are people who perform better or achieve more success than expected. And an overachiever is usually always achieving those superior results through excessive effort. And that's what really stood out in my mind this week is excessive effort. As driven, focused women, as friends, colleagues, family members, the women that I absolutely love and admire and respect, we work so hard. If everybody's here, middle of the row, we are always 2 feet above. Nobody asks you to do that. Nobody asks you to say, look, here's what I'm looking for, and can you give me about an 8? And you will not be comfortable unless it's set at a 10. But really, you're looking to achieve more like a 15, right? That's so unfair to ourselves. A lot of times we, especially when you're building a business and you've got so many other components of your life going on, it just has to be okay to breathe and say, whew, I'm only going to do this at a level 7. And a level 7 is really good. A level 7 compared to the rest of the world is like a level 9. Once we understand that as women, we're overachievers and we love to accomplish all of these goals, and we don't have to push so hard that we give ourselves room to breathe and have more of the creativity and have more enjoyment in life. This has been a big, huge lesson in my life. 2016, as I was just looking back, going through, thinking about everything that has been accomplished. The first 6 months of 2016 was all about purging, eliminating, getting rid of all of the stuff in our life. Extra junk, extra things in the garage we don't need. We don't even have a garage now. All of these storage items that we might use if all of these crazy, extraordinary circumstances align and everything, right? I understand how important it is to be prepared, but we had so much physical stuff. It was stifling and it was so hard. And just getting rid of all of that. I know that we could have made money with those products, selling stuff and get rid of stuff, but I just wanted rid of it. And so for the first 6 months, that was our life. The next 6 months of last year, what I've noticed now looking back is in order to make my life more successful, in order to be able to achieve more, I had to purge all the other stuff. Time commitments that I don't have time to achieve. Trying to help people and being a really good supportive friend that do not want to be a supportive friend. They don't want you to be their supportive friend. And it was such a really growing, learning year for me and seeing all of these different components. And I just feel this clean, fresh start. I feel ready to make this year better than anything that we went through last year. And so I can see how by clearing out the space physically and then mentally and giving my heart, my soul, everything the space to breathe, that I have actually more opportunity. As I'm focusing on fewer items, I actually have a better focus. It feels like the magnifying glass and you're looking through. No, it's actually a telescope. You're looking through the telescope and you just zoom and you twist it and finally everything aligns and you see that perfect focus and things move forward. As women, sometimes we are overachievers for nobody else but for ourselves. Let's give ourselves a break. Let's evaluate where we are and just achieve. That's the term of the week.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Habits of excellence. Oh my goodness, this habit of excellence has been such a game changer for me. And it's a teeny tiny thing. I think total it takes me about 10 minutes a day. But every day I have used this step, it has made it so much more productive. I can look where I am in conjunction with my life goals. I can look where I am with my overall life plan and make sure that I'm using my time wisely for my relationships, for projects that need to be completed, for the things that really matter to me. Now, I do use a passion planner. We have talked about this. You know, you can get the discount using A Robles 10 when you order yours through January. Now, the thing that I love having that helping me going through line by line the different things. But what I've noticed, especially as I'm going through, and today it says, okay, so today's the day I've got to get the podcast all prepped, everything worked out, and then make sure that it's out and released on time. And I have found that when I do that, and I've been doing this for the past 6 months, I'll spend some of that time doing research on, okay, now what was that quote and how did that work? Or I'll spend some of that time, I'm too distracted. This one tool has helped me really focus in. And it's from the StoryBrand podcast, definitely something interesting to listen to if you are interested in finding the right message, the right branding, the right work for your own business. The 2nd of January this year, Donald Miller and JJ Peterson released the StoryBrand productivity schedule. When you click on the link in the show notes, you can see it'll take you right to the site of the podcast episode. There is a space to download, and there is opportunity to download so you can actually get this one-page format. And I'm not going to tell you everything about it. You really need to listen to it. But there's 3 reasons this has helped me immensely really focus down and hone in. I have noticed that on those pockets of time I have with the people that are in my life every single day, if I'm not thinking about it ahead of time and being intentional, then I'm kind of like half there, right? We can all be like that. The very first thing you do when you look at this page is you write down, if I could live today over again, I would. So even though you're starting your day, you're thinking about it in reverse. They're going to explain to you the psychology. They're going to explain to you where the idea comes from. But it has made me so much more intentional and focused on my people and focused on really giving them the best of me. And that has really improved the quality of my relationships. Second, instead of assigning time, I assign tasks. And so they talk about how your brain capacity in the very first parts of the day can be just loaded with energy, and the tank slowly runs out of gas. And so you need to make sure that you have your most important tasks there. And so I have been looking and putting in the very first thing, and then the next thing, and the next thing. Just those 3 things that are so important to me. Then you're also going to put in different things that you need to do, and those things, there's all space for that, right? But at the end, you put your My Life theme. It is so interesting how what I thought the theme of my life starting 2 weeks ago, working on this, maybe 3 weeks, every single business day, and how it has changed and fine-tuned. And it's kind of creating your affirmation. It's kind of reminding yourself why you are doing this. And it's all of these different components about how it's so important to write down your goals, write down, focus on your purpose. What are you doing? And really make sure that you are giving your very best and doing things with full integrity. In 1 month, just using this system, I cannot believe how fulfilled I feel at the end of the day. How many Januaries have we gone through and thought, It's the end of the month. I haven't even done anything with my resolutions. It's ridiculous. This month is so different. This month I feel so focused and so excited about what's happening and where we're heading in the future and how to really achieve even more in my life. And so please take the time, check out the StoryBrand productivity schedule. Try it, give it 30 days. And what I did is I actually printed out, I think 50. And I thought, I'm going to give it 2 months and just see. There's no I'll know if this works or if it doesn't work. Well, it's 3 weeks and I'm already telling you that this is something you need to try, girl. So check it out. I'd love to hear about your experience, how things are going. That's the StoryBrand productivity schedule. All right, and that brings us to today's focus. How to know if your business idea is a good one. Now, this is a big topic. Oh my goodness, there are so many times where we just get so excited about an idea that just makes perfect sense to us, and it would just it'd make all the difference. It's perfect. Oh, the girls love this. We'll sell it. It'll be amazing. But we really haven't done the work to find out if this is a quality product. And sometimes we are so close to the situation. We are so invested personally, emotionally. We're super excited that we're not looking big picture, that we're not really looking at what is available, what is going to be something that will really help the market. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So you have this idea, and we're going to take a couple of examples. Okay, so I've got 2 examples here, and we're going to talk a little bit about the 2 different kinds of businesses that you're looking at, and in that, what you can do, where you can move forward. First, it usually comes down to, if you have a business, you have either a product or a service that you're selling. Now, it can be a product like something you use for your home or a piece of clothing, whatever that is. That's the product kind. Service is something that you do. You go and get your nails done. They provide a service. You go and get your hair cut. They provide the service. You have a coach. That is a service. And so the 2 businesses we're going to talk about through this model is, so for a product is the kitchen tool. And imagine if it's like the perfect can opener that does not take batteries, do not have to plug it in. It doesn't take counter space. So it's something you can just pick up. And it also is handheld, and it's easier for smaller hands to teach your kids. So there you go. The can opener product. That's what we're going to talk about for the product element. Then we're going to talk about, for a service, on the other side is handwriting. You have this gorgeous cursive handwriting. I've just seen so many different businesses pop up that people don't want just a simple font on their wedding invitations. They want this gorgeous hand calligraphy. That is your business that you would really like to go into. Okay? So, very first, what are you going to do? If you're creating a product business, then you're going to start with some research. You're going to look on Amazon. You're going to look at all of the can openers they have thus far. How do they fit the hands? What size are they? What is a realistic price point? And how many are they selling every day? Now, can you find this on Amazon? Yes, you can. You need to do the work. You need to really find out what is available. Now, if it's service industry, you can put in handwriting. You can just go straight to Google and you can put handwriting services and then your zip code, or handwriting services and Seattle. And it'll tell you all around in the area different services that are offered. Now, if there's a lot of people doing the same kind of business, is that a turnoff, or is that actually a good thing? This is something that's very interesting. If there are a lot of people being successful in that business industry, that tells you that people want that. That tells you, if you're looking on Amazon, that people want a product like that, something that works, that really fits the need. That's the number one thing. Now you're going to write down a few keys about, that's the very first part. You're going to do your research. Next, you're going to think about potential customers, potential clients that you could work with. Tell me about them. How old are they? Who's buying this can opener? Is it just housewives? Are they bachelors that want a can opener that they can use as a bottle top opener when they have guys over to watch the game? Is that the kind of market? I mean, see how all of a sudden we just went from can opener to very, very specific about you need to know who is going to use that potential product. Now, on the other side, if you're looking at the service business, this handwriting, this beautiful calligraphy business, you need to know who your clients are. Are they all getting married? Do they only speak English? Are you willing to learn how to make beautiful calligraphy in a different language? These are things that you may not have even considered. Now, it's something that you could offer, or if it's too much and it's going to slow you down, you can just say, no, I focus specifically on this market. You have to find the product or the service, and then you have to define the market that you are comfortable working with. And let's be real. Let's make it super easy. A lot of times, the market that you're very comfortable working with are people that are similar to you. They're not that complicated. You get them because you're one of them, because you've done that sort of thing. Okay, now, the next step is you're going to look at prototypes. For the can opener business, you're going to look at what is available, how would I get a prototype created, who would be someone that I could work with. And if you've never done this before, you need to take some serious time on this step and find out. In the handwriting business, in a service-based business, you need to find a sales model that works. Are you going to offer your services at a high-end salon and be on retainer, charge a monthly fee, and be available to do any of their writing that they prefer? Are you going to offer your services as an additional package bonus to catering companies that actually do these kind of events and they want to do a nice event or a menu or something in addition with the wedding? Or are you going to look at wedding services? There's a lot of different ways where you can do the retainer model that is very, very different than just one customer, one product, one customer, one product. So you need to figure out what you're going to offer, the best thing that's going to be a very smart win for you and is going to be the perfect win for your client. There is something available and you need to do some research into that. Finally, this first just high level, what's happening right now, it's all been pie in the sky. It's just these random ideas. And I got to tell you, there are way too many businesses that fall apart because they are stuck in that zone. You have got to write this down. You've got to consider where the money, the funding is going to come from for your business. How are you going to manufacture the product that you're looking for? Are you going to have 10,000 can openers in a basement in your house? Are you just going to overtake your garage with 10,000 can openers? If that's what you can do at this point, that's fantastic. But you have to be very realistic and set some boundaries, set some standards of what's going to happen for your company. What about your handwriting service company? You need to research the startup costs. You need to figure out what kind of business model that you'll have, how you plan to do this. You're going to set up some kind of brief overall basic contract that you'll sign with clients, making sure you get paid for services rendered. Those kind of things. Before you start any of the fun, creative, dig in, what could we do? How could we make this better? Customer experience. All of that's going to come. But right now, you've got to get those numbers down first. If there's anything I would do differently, it would be that. I did not go through the numbers. I just started and was looking in different kind of creative process. And that actually is really fun, but it's also a colossal waste of time because I didn't understand what I really needed, what I was really looking for. And that's a big piece that I would go back and change. Now, once you have the numbers, you have that basic thing, then you want to start looking at a logistics. Now, once you have that taken care of, you've got the numbers, you've got a ballpark. Now you need to determine the company's name, set up a website, check if social media names are available, and get some ideas on brand colors. People can spend millions on this and get it wrong, and you need to make sure that you're getting it right. Those are the first things to do if that's your ideas, to know if it's a good one. What happens if you have this incredible can opener product that you're excited to sell, and you ask people that are in your client market that you really think would love it, and they don't get it? They have no idea what you're talking about. Do you just throw in the towel and forget it? Do you reevaluate? Do you find a new way? There are a lot of different options. Perhaps you have to have a prototype with you when you sit down and talk with someone and explain it to them. Look, now you can use it like this. You could use it here. It's great for travel. If you're going camping or you need something, you need it on the road. If you're tailgating with friends, this is a can opener that could work for all those situations, right? In your handwriting service, your website at least has to have a few different offerings, what are available, different packages, what you can do with those, and how to make them work for you. Then you can show your clients, ask, and if that's not going to work, you're going to go back and rework it. It doesn't mean your idea is a bad one. It means you need to find and fine-tune and fine-tune. This process can take a while, but when you do it right and you figure those things out, then your business really progresses much quicker. Now, if you have an idea and you really are excited and you think you have something legitimate and you're really looking for a fresh pair of eyes, please feel free, write them down. Send me an email at amy@thinkandrich.com and I'll send you my honest feedback. Hey, thanks for listening. I'm so glad you're part of the show. I'm so glad that you're listening, learning how to take all of these different components, put in the pieces, and really work on becoming who you truly are meant to be, enriching your life and your bottom line. That's what this is all about. Have a great week. I'll talk to you soon.